Same thing every week with the Bloodline, WWE Backlash 2023. Cody Rhodes destroys Brock Lesnar, Solo Sikoa sends a message after WWE SmackDown, Seth Rollins leaving WWE because of his Backlash 2023 match, Roman Reigns' biggest challenger, Roman Reigns' title split amidst WWE draft confirmed. Let's jump right into it. WWE Backlash 2023. Cody Rhodes destroys Brock Lesnar. Night 2 of WWE's WrestleMania extravaganza left us with many unanswered questions. The event left fans shocked as the Beast incarnate betrayed Cody Rhodes and proceeded to give him a Texas-sized beatdown. What was supposed to be a tag team bout that pitted Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa against Lesnar and Rhodes turned out to be a Brock Lesnar heel turn at the expense of the American Nightmare. With controversy surrounding this new rivalry, it's up for debate as to what WWE should do with regard to the scheduled match at this year's Backlash. Here are a few possible outcomes. Number 5, the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns makes a surprise run-in and costs Cody Rhodes the match. There's no sugarcoating the fact that WrestleMania's Night 2 main event wasn't the storybook ending that fans hoped to see. Instead, the bout between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns turned out to be a classic 5-star match with a lackluster ending as Rhodes' story transitioned from living out a dream to waking up amid a colossal nightmare. Pretty much everyone and their grandmother expected Cody to be the one to dethrone Reigns in WrestleMania would have been the perfect time to do such. If WWE still has plans for Rhodes to be champion, this might come to fruition if Reigns makes a surprise run-in, as it may serve as a sign that their feud isn't over. Number 4, Cody Rhodes weathers the storm in the form of a massive-sized F5 and picks up a surprise victory. For what it's worth, this feud has been a lopsided affair as Rhodes has been one-upped or beaten down by Lesnar almost every time they've come face-to-face. Alas, the match itself may be no different for the most part. Lesnar could be booked to dominate Rhodes for the majority of the match, with the American Nightmare keeping the fans' hopes alive by catching the legend off guard a few times. With all hope lost, and just as the Beast delivers the finishing blow, Rhodes rolls him up for a surprise victory. It might be underwhelming, but hey, at least it's a victory. Number 3, Paul Heyman costs Cody Rhodes the match and proclaims that he and Brock Lesnar are back on the same page. It's been made clear over the years that smarmy, conniving, and underhanded business practices are a sure thing when you're dealing with Paul Heyman, but perhaps this time, things get a bit dissier. Instead of Heyman swerving Reigns, it's the Bloodline swerving us. While it would certainly elicit a massive amount of heat, for better or worse, a Brock Lesnar alliance with Roman Reigns would definitely get people talking. If you're still not convinced, this past Monday Night Raw featured a brief standoff between the Judgment Day and the Bloodline. Despite their apparent differences, the two factions agreed to work together for what they believed was the greater good. As you might remember, Heyman played the negotiator and eased the tension between the two of WWE's biggest stables for this to happen. Who's to say Wiseman stops with just them? Number 2, the Judgment Day attacks Cody Rhodes only for Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle to make the save, thus allowing Rhodes to win. Speaking of Judgment Day, it was implied that this partnership was only temporary, but as we've seen in the past, that doesn't always have to be the case. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have been feuding with the Usos for quite some time now, and WWE may attempt to plant the seeds of a new rivalry. Instead of Lesnar and the Bloodline being in cahoots, their newfound unholy alliance with the Judgment Day may be more than temporary. In this scenario, Rhodes is on the cusp of defeating Lesnar. He's then blindsided by the Judgment Day for a moment before backup arrives. This leaves room for Lesnar to recover, but Rhodes beats him to the punch for the win. Number 1, Brock Lesnar wins emphatically with several F5s, many fans in the audience looking pissed, and a rubber chicken finds its way into the ring. And so we end this on a somber note. Despite it being a huge missed opportunity, there's a sad possibility that WWE isn't seeing the same superstar in Cody Rhodes that many fans do. While fans see him as Roman Reigns' successor, WWE may see the wrestler as a flash in the pan. Many view Rhodes dethroning the head of the table as the passing of the torch. However, WWE may have someone else in mind for that job. If that's the case, Lesnar may very well pick up the win. But if this happens, there's a good chance it will probably take a lot more than one F5 since Rhodes' persona is built around a never-say-die kind of attitude. Alas, in this scenario, Brock picks up the win and Rhodes is left lying there decimated and defeated. Solo Sikoa sends a message after WWE SmackDown. Solo Sikoa recently sent out a message after he secured a win over Matt Riddle on the latest edition of WWE SmackDown. The Bloodline member and the original Bro collided in a no disqualification match in the main event of the Friday night show. Both came inches closer to winning on several occasions, but in the end, it was Sikoa who prevailed. The bout wasn't without its share of outside shenanigans, as the Usos also got involved. Though Riddle took down Jey and Jimmy Uso, their involvement was enough to shift momentum towards Solo Sikoa. After the match, the Usos laid down Matt Riddle with a 1D as the show went off the air with the Bloodline standing tall. The Enforcer recently took to Twitter to comment on his win. He shared a post-match picture of himself and the Usos and wrote the following caption: "Problem solved," tweeted Sikoa. Sikoa has had a great week as before defeating Matt Riddle, he secured arguably the biggest win of his career when he defeated Rey Mysterio on Raw. The match received rave reviews, with Bill Apter also having nothing but good things to say about it on Sportskeeda Wrestling's The Wrestling Time Machine. "I saw a match that every pro wrestler makes these delays needs to watch, and it was Solo Sikoa against Rey Mysterio. It was boom, boom, boom. There was no dead spot at all. When Solo was up on the top and Rey was going to the Frankensteiner like a move, it was immediate. It wasn't like waiting to set it up. And Solo wasn't on the top rope for 15 minutes waiting for Rey to do that," said Bill Apter. Apart from a loss to Cody Rhodes, Sikoa has demolished every opponent in his path, and it's safe to say his momentum will only go upward in the months to come. Do you see Solo Sikoa winning a singles title in WWE anytime soon? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Seth Rollins leaving WWE because of his Backlash 2023 match. It's safe to say that not many are happy about Seth Rollins' direction at WWE Backlash 2023. While he's coming off an instant classic on Raw against The Miz, WWE randomly announced a set of Backlash matches on SmackDown this week. This included a United States Championship triple threat match involving Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed, a SmackDown women's title match featuring Zelina Vega's Rhea Ripley, and most surprisingly, Seth Rollins as Omos. It makes little sense to book the match as Rollins and Omos have briefly interacted a few times on Raw and never had a storyline together. There certainly hasn't been any interaction in April 2023, and as you can imagine, fans are pretty surprised by the announcement. The reactions of fans on Twitter range from anger to confusion to some being defensive about the decision. One fan made a mock poster comparing it to the Edge vs. Randy Orton greatest wrestling match ever from WrestleMania Backlash 2020. One fan compared it to the random Aleister Black vs. Bobby Lashley match from WrestleMania 36. It will be interesting to see how the dynamic between Seth Rollins and Omos in the ring plays out. We expect some interaction in the next couple of weeks, and if there's anybody who can carry Omos to a great match, it is Rollins. Omos is still relatively green, but has shown to have made improvements over the last year or so. Despite many criticizing him for being green, WWE seems to have a lot of hope for him, as demonstrated by his match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 39. What was your reaction to the announcement of Rollins versus Omos? Sound off in the comments section below. Roman Reigns' biggest challenger. Roman Reigns is quickly approaching another milestone in WWE. He's just a few weeks short of making it to 1,000 days as the Universal Champion, and it looks like there's no stopping him. However, a certain 28-year-old Raw superstar could become Reigns' biggest challenger to date at the Night of Champions. The Tribal Chief has run through top stars like Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens during his current reign as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. WWE will be looking for his next challenger soon as several premium live events are on the horizon. Roman Reigns will likely sit out the WWE Backlash 2023 event this year. Rhodes will face Brock Lesnar on the show, while the Bloodline will take on Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle in a 6-man tag team match. However, the company will need to book a match for him at the Night of Champions 2023 in Saudi Arabia. The creative team could turn to Omos, who is one of the largest superstars in the company today, to do the job at the event. Omos is set to face Seth Rollins in a singles match at Backlash this year. WWE has announced the match without any backstory, but the creative team may have a plan in mind going forward. The Nigerian Giant could pick up a big win over the visionary at the show. Following the win, the MVP could talk up Omos and take him straight into a rivalry against Roman Reigns. Fans could see a rivalry between Reigns and Omos brew ahead of the Night of Champions. It would make sense to have the biggest superstar go toe-to-toe with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion soon. Omos faced Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 39, which was the biggest match of his career. A match against Rollins will also push him further and put him on the map. The creative team could be eyeing a big match between the Nigerian Giant and Roman Reigns down the road, and Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia could be the perfect place for the contest to take place. The company has booked heavyweights for matches in Saudi Arabia to entertain fans in the kingdom, and Omos is the biggest man on the roster who give Reigns a tough fight. While there is no way that the 28-year-old can defeat the head of the table for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, it would be a good idea to take the match out of the picture sooner rather than later. A big match against Lesnar, followed by another against Seth Rollins, will prepare him for a contest against the top names in the industry. He might also prove to be the perfect transitional challenger for Roman Reigns, following which the Tribal Chief could get into a more meaningful rivalry heading into Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. While the Nigerian Giant isn't the best in-ring worker in the company, fans in Saudi Arabia would probably love to see Roman Reigns defeat the biggest man on the roster in style to continue his dominant run. LA Knight is one of the most followed superstars in WWE today. He's been on a losing spree of late, but that hasn't stopped him from winning over the fans with his incredible mic work. The former manager of Maximum Male Models travels, is working hard to reach the top of the company. Fans are hoping to see him win the King of the Ring tournament or become Mr. Money in the Bank this year. Speaking on KTAL NBC 6, the 40-year-old expressed interest in winning the Universal Championship sooner rather than later. Knight said that he was ready to take the title away from Roman Reigns in a dream match. Not only are they looking for me to become world champ sometime soon, but I'm looking to become the WWE Universal Champion sooner than later. Dream matches, you think about people from the past who aren't doing it anymore. There are a couple of those. Everyone is talking about it again, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. That makes me look at Roman Reigns, he said. Knight has the talent and charisma to become a top star in the company. The creative team needs to give him better bookings before his credibility is ruined beyond repair. Do you want to see LA Knight or Omos defeat Roman Reigns to become the next world champion? Make your choice in the comments section below. Roman Reigns title split amidst WWE draft confirmed. Roman Reigns title split is a hotly debated topic for the WWE universe. Many fans speculate that the promotion won't continue with the Unified Championship Act following Reigns' eventual title loss. The potential decision will be a step to reshuffle the competition on the main roster after the Bloodline story ends. Now that the WWE draft is around the corner, the Universal and WWE Championships going their separate ways makes sense, as it will allow fresh talent from NXT to step up their game. Subtle teasers of Roman Reigns' title split were seen during a promo segment with Cody Rhodes in March. Now, a beloved heel gave a major hint of an incoming split. Knight is reportedly the leading favorite to win the Money in the Bank ladder match this year. During an interview with KTAL NBC 6, the former $1 million champion addressed the rumors. However, his phrasing was duly noted as he only mentioned capturing the Universal Championship. Not only are they looking for me to become world champion sometime soon, but I'm looking to become the WWE Universal Champion sooner than later, said Knight. As per the current situation, a successful Money in the Bank cash-in will take both world titles off Roman Reigns. The namesake premium live event for the contract briefcase will emanate from the O2 Arena in London, England in July. Knight specifying a particular championship could have just been a character play. His bold claim of ending Roman Reigns' over 900 days Universal title reign had the desired effect on the WWE universe. The Bloodline has run roughshod on the SmackDown roster since its inception in 2020, and it looks like it won't stop anytime soon. Recent reports have indicated that Reigns, Jey and Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa, along with Paul Heyman, will be a consistent act on the blue brand even after the WWE Draft 2023. Reigns' biggest challenger this year, Cody Rhodes, will remain on the Raw brand to stall his rematch against the head of the table. Speaking of late night, he lost to Xavier Woods last week on SmackDown. WWE introducing him on Raw as a babyface will open new opportunities, including a United States title feud against Austin Theory. Same thing every week with the Bloodline. WWE fans were annoyed as the Bloodline got involved in Solo Sikoa's match against Matt Riddle on the latest episode of SmackDown. Matt Riddle recently returned to the promotion and had his eyes set on Solo Sikoa, who put him out of action a few months ago. The original bro aligned himself with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in an effort to dismantle the Bloodline. Riddle faced Sikoa in a no disqualification match, with the former looking to take out the enforcer. However, it didn't go according to plan this past week on Raw, as Riddle ended up buried under the announcer's table courtesy of Solo Sikoa. Despite putting up a valiant performance, Matt Riddle could not emerge victorious as the Usos got involved, resulting in the former tag team champion going through a table. WWE fans were annoyed by the outcome as the Usos find a way to get involved in all of Solo's matches. One fan pointed out that SmackDown has ended in a similar fashion for the past 3 weeks. It will be interesting to see how this beatdown will affect Matt Riddle's performance at WWE Backlash. What did you make of this finish? Sound off in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me